Ah, yes, indeed. Oh, yes. I played over the recording before I came here, and that's what I had to say. Okay, let's do it. Let us do it. We orient ourselves a bit. The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. And definitely weird. We go from tiny type to good large type, and I don't quite understand what explains that. One of the things that has happened is I have switched my spreadsheets from the Pink Floyd pudding spreadsheet to this pudding revamped, which scores the guesses, which gives you scores. The change is that I'm now giving you scores um, that attach the Pink Floyd to the guess side rather than the mystery side. So what that means, you started the game that they would put in their guess. I would plug in the guess into Deeper Web, and then I would plug in the modifier and the mystery, which meant that I was plugging in Pink Floyd and pudding like that. But once they guess Pink Floyd, then the character of the guesses will become well, Pink Floyd goes with what? What goes with Pink Floyd? So now the guesses are being scored as if Pink Floyd is part of their guess, and all I am looking up is pudding. Looks rather identical, but we're in the end, but with a little bit of finesse of spacing. That's how it used to be, and that's how it is now. Okay. Anyhow, so I transfer everything over to this new spreadsheet, and this new spreadsheet has some characteristics that are a bit foreign to me, from what I've been used to. I don't know what accounts for these characteristics. Anyhow, some of these. So, anyways, bike and the Piper at the Gates of Dawn, and see what else we have. Bread and circuses. Well, you know what? If you just made it bread, we'd be into food. We'd be squarely into food. Bread and circuses, this heaven. Are we thinking over? Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, Space Cadet. Yeah, you're playing like Space Cadets. Well, see, wall. Oh, really? Huh, that time it didn't. Oh, that's interesting in its own way. So if I just type the whole thing out fresh, no, then it shortens again, huh? Okay. Now I want the whole dang thing to be. It's not that we spilled into L, is it? It wouldn't be that we spilled into L. Home. Yes, I do want 14 type. Really? Does it think we're in L? Well, it thinks that's in L. Huh? Okay, well. Okay, another brick in the wall, part 2, in Space Cadet. That's by Jules. So control find bike. We're going to see these longer forms. Well, yeah, bike sheds, don't care. Behind the bike sheds and bike. Yeah. Yes, well. Empty spaces, huh? Okay. No precise repeats, though. So we scroll down our guest count. We are getting quite close to 200. I think this one needs a little bit more space. AO. And then we try to check up on those mystery hits. Which I'm using the same form as the beginning of the game. And I wonder a little bit about that. Okay. Well, my walk took a certain amount of time. So it's possible there's been new guests since. Let's see what we've got. I'm all calm and collected. Anyhow. Yep, that's a step we didn't need. Except for just because. So it's interesting to look at this sort of thing just because. Did I load it? No, I didn't. I didn't load it properly. Here's what I want to copy. Make things go faster. So there we are. 0.145. $2,600. Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, figured that one would be high. That's a proportion of total hits. $5.90. What kind of number is that? That's a good one. That was a serious drop. Only the third one that even gets Pink Floyd into it. What in the world did he see? Not much. Let's see now. Or, maybe 5 hits, given the, or shares, given the low hits. Okay. $1,410. $6. Oh. Certainly should go high. Although it's going to have a very high proportion to Pink Floyd. So it'll have some potential overall. Was there any reduction? Tiny reduction. Wow. And that's the tiniest reduction we have. This could really go high. Because this might be straight lyrics. The part 2 part kind of suggests, how things appear on a just the facts sheet. Rather than people's blogs and people being conversational. $7,620. Only 72. Really? $72. What kind of figure does that get? It's not actually a good one. Holy moly. Wow. Well, I guess particular lyrics that go super high when they guess what it comes from. Or do I get my parts confused? I think it's that one. Doctor, why? My most commonly looked up word of late. So I'm looking Space Cadet. I can't seem to make myself type in Pink Floyd with the guesses immediately. 1,800. $50. Better. Much, much, much better for Space Cadet. Oh, gee, Jules, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe deep work can tell me. Maybe deep work can clear all my confusion. Part 1. Where's part 1? Part 1. They seem to be saying part 1. Well, the real individual will please stand up. So I think I'm getting that part one is the one that most logically connects it. So a person should probably also spell these things out. Part one. I mean, they're numbered. Part two. When we actually get to part one, they go immediately to part two. No, it's definitely two. Come on now. Let's see. I think I just spill out the lyrics here. Do not get to actually print lyrics for us. Does Wikipedia not do that? Well, it looks a lot like a song. Oh my God. This is nuts. I don't want to go to dang YouTube for it. I don't want to go to misheard lyrics. Lyric Wiki. There's a thought. So what somebody owns lyrics and you can't print them? Come on. There we go. Oh. Okay, well, yeah, it's part of it, according to that site. after all that trouble. Okay. Okay, I need to look up part 2. This is a little strange. Let's go to deeper web from here. What happens if it's numbered? I think it's a larger number, isn't it? 26,900. Yeah, it is a larger number. 21,000. Now do we get an embarrassing figure? 21,000. Much better. 21,476. Part 2. So then what happens? Our newest guess is bike is up there, very much up there. Well, it's more in line. Could there be more cause to go back to the other way of scoring? So we can see as songs go how well the Brick of the Wall did. Would that be important? Or do we have enough information? Should we reasonably have enough information? There's competition from Adam Hart Mother for the word pudding. But other than that, I think that Another Brick of the Wall is the song that comes out the strongest. We're going to get to it here. Oh, I believe, though, that I need to, well, I need to change, I don't know that I changed the spelling officially. Maybe I did. G, or just put the letters TWO with the number 2. So here we are by percentages. Strangely, well, I guess I just didn't hang around for the purpose of it. The Space Cadet does do better than the percentage than Another Brick of the Wall Part 2. What am I doing now? We just did G, so I want to do them by D. That's traditional overall scores. Bike, way up there. Apparently because, well, I think the word is bike shed. singular. We had bike sheds guessed in the plural with the two parts components scrunched instead of having a space. So we haven't even seen the variation. This bike would be derived from bike shed with a space in the singular. What is known as our meditative process. That perhaps ideally does not involve a play-by-play. It's rather just done. We just kind of go om as we do it. This is a bunch of maneuvers in the service of figuring out scores for a single measure, figuring out rankings for a single measure. Piper kind of up there. I kind of want to look up Space Cadet again. I want to find out if it is properly capitalized given the Pink Floyd sense. Complete analysis. That Space Cadet glow. Well, no, it looks like just lyrics. Okay. So then, they're by G Largest. How did this heaven do so poorly? Copy. Okay. Now there's the last chance before I commit. One wonders about bread and circuses too. I didn't see it meaning anything, really. Oh, for Christ's sake. Bread and circuses. It has to mean something, right? It has to be a title of something. Who goes around saying bread and circuses? But no, apparently not. Well, somebody has an album called Bread and Circuses. Grace? Well, it is. It's a phrase that's older than anything that's named for it. And nothing of Pink Floyd actually seems to be associated with Pink Floyd. I'm not going to change it. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? So there's differentials. We're at guest number 198. We do have a top tenor, not in differentials, but we do have one in traditionals, bike, which was a good bet. It was a good bet to go kind of high. Nothing in percentages. So bike leads one. Space Cadet, the Piper, they all have different opinions of which is the best guess of this batch. But only traditionals of the big three went higher. Yeah, okay, the part two, I did record it. Good deal. With any luck, I also saved my work so that we don't end up reverting to the numeral 2 being spelled out. I guess I'm kind of able to conceive of like going even higher in some other category. So, particularly best worst, Newfangled best worst. So I have a bit of an inclination to fill out these columns and see if I can frame bike as being an even better guess than traditionals gives it credit for. Bike song. Born to be Wild. How about that? It's kind of crazy. Kind of nutty fruitcake. Okay. Copy. Paste. Bike. Teacher, Pink Floyd song, bike, kids, animals. This is all cute stuff, right? Mothers, mother's apple pie and laddies eat lots of pudding, right? They ride their bikes, there's bike sheds, there's kids around, there's dogs to be petted, there's mothers to give people pudding. I think this crystal even has a kind of a look to it. It kind of has a pudding look to it. Without going into food per se. Um, Traditional 10. So there's that. Kind of a big process I have yet to do for perhaps a bit of nothing. And I don't want to confuse us with these asterisks anymore. I should really eradicate that from the list. The asterisks, at one point we had two different scoring systems side by side. The stars were telling us that a guess was being scored by the first system, and without stars means you're being scored by the second system. But now everybody's on the same spreadsheet and scoring system, so the stars don't have any meaning any longer. I don't think there's any conversation to deal with here. Well, I talked about the longer form. If you look at the history of my headlines, bike sheds to control find. The bike in the various forms. Find the vision. What was my headline here? My headline, longer form and percentage. So shorter form. So the longer form than bike sheds. Now here we got a shorter form. But it doesn't shorter form gets shout. How about that? Shorter form gets shout in Traz. Shorter form shout. Shorter form. I would call my exclamation points, my exclamation points, fizz pops from time to time. Shorter form pops in Traz. Fizz pops. I could draw attention to this part 2 business, but I think that sort of thing is typically understood. If you see other than what you submitted, it's because the alternative went better, did better. Let's look at the communications. See if it could cue me to say something else. Oh, is that Jules winking at me? Eyelashes, a wink. It's interesting. Being sucked to the wall is interesting under the circumstances. Where am I seeing that? There. And Francis is all business. I usually like to say something rather than whatever. Shorter form, Pops and Traz. Numeral beats spelled. That should be clear enough, right? Oh, you know what? Best worst 10. Best worst 10 has added to the cross plus update. Tack.
Hey, Deke, your bagel here.
Okay.
What? I'll show you my favorite part after I eat. Want to buy that bagel? Remember you were wondering what sauerkraut is? That's sauerkraut.